Now that you have started your journey and you have laid the important cornerstones of your spiritual strength, i.e. your taqwa, the cornerstone of habit and the cornerstone of motivation, you need to make sure that you stay firm on this path so that these cornerstones stay in place. So essentially what you need to do is you need to make sure that shaitan never gets to you. So you need to immunize yourself from any attack that shaitan can have at you. So for that matter, to remain in this being of this state of taqwa and continuing to build that taqwa through your habit cornerstone, your consistent diligent action, and remembering the motivation, the why behind why are we doing all of this in the first place, to continue to remind ourselves all of that and strengthen these, we need to have a routine that will immunize ourselves against the attacks of the shayateen. And take my word for this, one of my mashayikh, a respected shaykh of tafsir and aqidah and fiqh and usul and lughah, one of the kibar ulama, he advised me, he said to me, my son, this path that you're on, it's not occupied by the little shayateen. This is occupied by the jajila of the shayateen, the biggest of them, the ifrit of them, the biggest of them, the most dangerous of them. They are bent to take you off it, to throw you into the depths of kufr. In fact, not just distract you and make you sin and so on and so forth. They want you to get into kufr because you are the danger that he really has. The normal Muslims, the ignorant ones, the ones with no knowledge, those being guided by their own whims and desires, that they are not danger to shaitan. The danger is the one who is bent in retaliation to the shaitan. He's bent to revive the sunnah, to keep it alive, to keep its fire burning. So therefore you are the danger to the shayateen. So they are going to come at you. They will try to derail you from your track. So you need to immunize yourself so that these cornerstones that you've laid in place, they stay firm in place. So inshallah, as a challenge for the next 30 days, as you study through this course, stick to the following routine. Make sure you schedule a time where you listen and read one juz a day. It could be done separately. You could listen first and then read, or it could be together. You could read and listen one juz a day, every single day for the next 30 days. So you finish the Quran while you are studying this prerequisite course, the first one. Then make sure to fast your Mondays and Thursdays. Make sure you do that. Unless you have any condition, any illness that prevents you from it, make sure to fast your Mondays and Thursdays. Make sure to do that. Fasting is a shield, as the Prophet said, and it will protect you from majority of the evil that comes via our desires. And fasting, it numbs the desires, it puts down the desire, it weakens the desires of a human being. So fasting is one of the most important weapons that we have in our arsenal in this fight against shayateen and evil. So make sure to fast, inshallah. And other fasts, if you want to increase by fasting the 3 nights of 13th, 14th and 15th, for example, and so on and so forth. So make sure to fast, but at least for the next 30 days, inshallah, so that because we're building habits, we're building routines, inshallah, we'll carry on this routine in the next prerequisite course. But this is where we're starting off, so make sure to at least stay diligent with your fasts on Mondays and Thursdays. Number 3, make sure to pray all your sunan. And by sunan, I mean those rawatib that you pray with your fard prayers. So make sure to pray your sunnahs before fajr, sunnahs before and after fajr, dhuhr, your sunnahs after maghrib, and your sunnahs after isha. Make sure to do that. Tayyib. And by sunan, I also mean over here your ishraq, for example, and your duha. Even if it's 2 rak'ah for both of them, doesn't matter. Just make sure you do that, inshallah. So for the next 30 days, you and I, we have a promise amongst ourselves that we have to do this for the next 30 days, inshallah, so that we are somewhat set in place in terms of our routine, inshallah, for the next courses. So as we develop, as we study, we are going to continue with these challenges. This is a journey, and we have to stay firm on this journey, and we have to make sure everything that we need to do to stay on this journey, we need to do that. So we need to make sure that we stick to our standards that we're setting now, inshallah. Point number 4 is to pray witr and qiyam every single night, and it doesn't have to be in the middle of the night when you have to wake up or something. It could be right after Isha, but make sure to get in the routine of praying your witr. Make sure to do that, right? And if you can do the qiyam a bit more, then just 1 witr, for example, or 3 witr. Try and go for 5 or 7 or 9 or 11 or even 13, which is proven from the sunnah. But make sure to start praying your witr every single night from now on, inshallah. Okay? But those of you who have been in a habit to pray their witr already, inshallah, try and pray it right before Fajr. So in the last third of the night, inshallah. Okay, inshallah? So try and do this. You don't have to sleep to pray witr. You can stay up the whole night if that is your preference for studies. I sometimes have to do it, but it doesn't make you neglect your fard from Fajr onwards. So you have to make sure that you don't neglect that. But other than that, you don't have to sleep. If you're studying late in the night, you can still pray your witr later, but make sure to do this, inshallah. For 30 days, you're doing this, inshallah. Protect your gaze, for brothers and sisters. And I say this with point number 6 as well. Quit social media for 30 days. Protect your gaze, protect your ears from music, from watching any haram, for looking at any haram. When you go into the streets, make sure to lower your gaze, protect your gaze for sisters and brothers. As much as is important for brothers, it is important for sisters too. You need to lower your gaze, you need to protect your gaze. And wallahi, protecting your gaze, lowering your gaze, lowering your eyes, not looking at muharramat, even if it's not the opposite gender. By muharramat, I mean everything that is haram. Watching films, music, anything, a place which is haram. Don't look at haram things. Even looking at haram can place a seed of doubt or a desire to do it or commit that sin. So avoid that. So protect your gaze from that, inshallah. And wallahi, this is the best way to increase your iman and taqwa and stay connected with Allah Azza wa Jal and feel the sweetness of iman. So protect your gaze, inshallah. Protect that. And as you do that, inshallah, quitting social media for 30 days, you are all obliged to do that between ourselves. This contract that we have done of being teacher and student on this platform where we are studying together, we have to make sure that we stick to these standards that we're setting ourselves. It's a challenge we have to give ourselves. Quit social media, apart from, of course, the lectures that we send you, which are extra, which I've sent on YouTube. Watch those lectures, inshallah. That doesn't count. But anything else than that, Facebook, Twitter, Insta, TikTok, anything that you have on you, delete that. Or at least not, if you don't delete it, don't use it. Log out of it. So anything that you can do to not use social media, inshallah. If you have to delete it for 30 days, do that. If you can just turn it off, lock it, whatever the case may be, do that, inshallah ta'ala. But do that. Do step number 6 for 30 days, inshallah. This is a commitment that we have made by signing up for this course. You have to do it, inshallah. This is a binding trust between ourselves. Number 7, end of day introspective journaling for 30 days. What I mean by introspective journaling is where at the end of the day, it could be at the beginning of the day as well, it doesn't have to be at the end, but normally before you go to bed, sit quietly in a corner, or it could be on your bed if you're not married, of course, because then you'll have your family to distract you. But have a quiet corner to yourself, and grab a paper, grab a pen, or have your diary, whatever the case may be. Don't use a laptop. Don't use a laptop or a Mac or a phone. Don't use that for this. Use pen and paper. And while you sit with paper and pen, think about how you spent your day, how you could have improved it, in what way did you fall into the trap of shaitan, and how did you do well, and talk to yourself about problems that you're facing in your life, right, and possible solutions for it, analyze them, right? It's a conversation that you have with yourself about your routine, about assessing yourself, about holding yourself accountable to your standards, and it is one of the best ways to foster productivity in yourself and self accountability. And the most successful people in the world do self journaling, okay, and that is successful in terms of the world. But the ulama, they used to do journaling, subhanAllah. If you look at Ibn Jawzi, he has a book called Sayd al-Khatir, right? Very beneficial books, and many other ulama had this practice of journaling. So this journaling allows you to go deeper within yourself and explore yourself and wrestle with your thoughts. And it could be an idea, a thought, a business plan that you've been thinking of. Just talk to yourself, and more importantly than that, when I say journaling, that is what I mean. But introspective journaling would mean it is more centered towards holding yourself accountable to your standards, to your routine. Did you study? Did you not study? How could you have improved? Did you lower your gaze or not? Did you cheat and open social media? Did you pray qiyam or not? Why did you not pray qiyam? What was the reason? How can you avoid that in the future or tomorrow, right? So have a conversation. Be forceful with yourself, right? To have that conversation, because a lot of people find it very uncomfortable to talk to themselves in this way. To do that, inshallah, put your pen on paper and let your thoughts flow. Let that conversation happen. Let that happen for 30 days, and I guarantee you, inshallah, this will change your life, as has changed the life of millions. And of course, we have this from in our history, but in our modern times, this is documented. Number 8 would be to send a message of gratitude to at least one person every day for 30 days. This is in line with the hadith where the Prophet says, "Man lam yashkurin nasa lam yashkurillah." Whoever does not thank the people for what they owe you, for what the favors they've done, and whatever the case may be, if someone does not thank people, he does not thank Allah. Whoever does not thank the people, he is not grateful to the people, he is never grateful. He is not grateful to Allah Azza wa Jal. So express your gratitude to your parents, to your brothers, to your sisters, your sibling, whatever the case may be. Maybe it could be your uncle, your aunt, your friend, your teacher from school 10 years ago. I don't know. I don't care. You have to send some message of gratitude. Just tell them that you remember them and that you're grateful for the impact they had on your life, and you make dua for them. That's it. 3 things. Simple. Salam. Or it could be a non-Muslim person as well, to be honest. It doesn't have to be a Muslim. It could be a simple greeting, the impact that they've had on you, that you think of them, and it meant a lot that they were part of your life. And that's it. Something simple like that, inshallah. Okay? So make sure you do that. This will as well teach you the power of gratitude, spreading positivity amongst yourselves, and it will make you a positive person. It will make you see things for the positive, not the negative, inshallah. You'll start noticing things which are positive. You'll start noticing things without their negativity. You'll be able to see positivity, light out of darkness, inshallah. Number 9 is to make dua every day for Allah, every day to Allah. Mistake here in the slide. Make dua every day to Allah to grant you a deep understanding of Islam, to give you tafaqquh fi deen, in Islam, in your religion. Because this is what we're doing, right? We are seeking knowledge to remove ignorance from ourselves and to make a difference in the world for the Ummah. So we have to make dua to Allah. Dua is the most powerful weapon of a believer, especially a talib al-ilm, especially when he is memorizing and studying and trying to dig deeper into the concepts, and that sometimes things become difficult. So he has to rejuvenate his energies with the dua that he makes to Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, it's very, very important that you hold this weapon on your body all the time. In your sajda, before salah, after salah, sitting, standing, whatever the case may be, just make dua to Allah Azza wa Jal. Just make dua to Allah Azza wa Jal all the time about Him giving you understanding in the religion, a deep understanding of the religion. Allahumma faqihna fi deen. Oh Allah, grant us a deep understanding in our religion. We can say, as Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah used to make the dua, Ya muallima Dawood allimni, Ya mufahhima Sulaiman fahimni. And in other words, Ya muallima Ibrahim allimni, Ya mufahhima Sulaiman fahimni. So make this dua, make these duas, humble yourself, lower yourself on the ground. Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, used to explore the city of Damascus, searching for the abandoned masajid with open masajid where dirt had gathered, and he would rub his nose in the dirt, humbling himself before Allah Azza wa Jalla and asking him to seek to grant him this deep understanding of the religion of Allah. And if this is Ibn Taymiyyah, where do I and you stand? We need to really up our game, where, subhanAllah. So we need to rely on Allah, seek His assistance, make dua to Him every single day. Very important. Make sure you do this and you're documenting this every day for yourselves, inshallah. And I'd say number 10, lastly, give some small charity every day for 30 days. And it has to be something physical. It can be a smile, of course. It can be something else, which is considered charity in Islam, like a good word, a good piece of advice to someone. That's all charity. But when I say small charity, I want you to give something physical. It doesn't have to be money. It can be some food. It could be a piece of clothing, right? It could be cooking a meal for someone, right? It could be anything that is physical and it helps someone else, right? Mostly it's food, it's clothing, or sometimes it's money, right? But give some charity every day for 30 days, inshallah. Because charity brings barakah, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases the money and the barakah that comes with it manifold. So if you're seeking halal rizq, so that it sustains you for your talab al-ilm, for your studies, Allah will increase that money and will put barakah in that money, inshallah. So your studies will flourish because of this charity, inshallah. Okay? So this is my advice to all of you. This is our immunity. We need to stick to this routine. This is our immunity. This is our vaccine that's going to protect us from all kinds of attacks that come our way from the shayateen. Bi-idhnillah ta'ala.